Okay, so today we're going to be solving a problem. You guys might remember a couple weeks ago I did a video talking about setting up a Famicom to use in 2025. If you watched that video, good, but if you don't know anything about the system, then one thing you might not know is that this has a very big issue when it comes to playability today. This was designed with the intention of you setting it up whenever you want to use it, putting it next to your TV, you sitting near your TV, and you playing your games. And because of that, the controllers are actually hardwired into the system. You can't remove these. They are permanently attached to the system. However, this thing does have an additional port. This guy right here on the front. Come on, this was for add-ons, things such as like a light gun or something, so that way you could play like Duck Hunt and other shooting games. But what this thing can also do is this can support external controllers to override the hardwired Player 1 and Player 2 controllers. This isn't a problem on the AV Famicom, but it is a problem on this guy. And so I did some perusing and found a company called Mr. Add-ons, which actually sells a controller adapter for that 15-pin Famicom port. And I actually have two of them right here. I ordered them, they showed up the other day, and I'm excited to give them a try because these will allow you to use American NES or Super Nintendo controllers with your Famicom. And if you guys remember from a while back, I was talking about wanting to find a wireless option for every console that I have. Well, currently I think I'm only missing one for the Sega Master System, but when I got the Famicom, that's one that I didn't have a wireless option for, and worse, I have a hardwired problem. But if I'm able to use American controllers, then I've already got my wireless option figured out. So that's what I want to do today. I want to talk a bit about these controller adapters. I want to give them a shot back on the Famicom back there and see how well they work and if they're going to actually be able to take the place of the hardwired controllers. If so, that'd be great. But let's adjust the view. We'll get to the table. We'll talk a bit about the adapters themselves, and then we'll take them back and get it all set up. All right, let's go. All right, let's talk. So these did kind of just show up like this. They showed up in an envelope, and they were just in these Ziploc-y bags, and this one wasn't even Ziploc, this one was just sealed shut. So there is our Super Nintendo one, and here is our NES one. It should be noted that the actual connectors themselves do feel a little bit worse than I was hoping for something like this. The 8BitDo adapters feel like very solid, very sturdy plastic. There's really any give to them, whereas this does feel like a bit of a cheaper plastic. You can definitely feel a bit of give if you squeeze on them, especially on the Super Nintendo one. Just look. But using not as good plastics is not necessarily going to be a problem so long as it does actually function like it's supposed to. And the actual wiring and everything does feel very feels very robust, which is good because that's probably the most important thing, is you don't want the wiring to get all messed up. The housing can be a little as long as the wiring's done well. It did say on their website that the Player 1 port is labeled. I don't think it's labeled on the port itself. I think what they mean is the little identifier tag here is the Player 1 cable. And so we'll test that out and make sure whenever we go back to the room back there. The 15-pin plug here on the end does feel very solid, and those plug right into the Famicom. And they don't just sit in there like some plugs might would. There's actually a bit of grip there, so no worry about that accidentally falling out, so that's good. Let's check the NES one as well. That one actually feels like it fits in there a bit snugger, so that's even better. And as far as the controller plug side, I've got the 8BitDo NES adapter here. That fits in there nice and snug. Again, it's not loose like some other plugs might be. It actually does have it takes a little bit of force to get it in there, and then because of that, you don't have to worry about it ever coming out unless you want it to. And the Super Nintendo one, same vibe. It fits right in, and it's a nice, snug fit. Excellent. Now, I do have a wonder, because these are powered off of the console, I wonder if the Famicom actually will be able to give enough power through that port to power these. That'll be very interesting to see. I might have to use wired controllers, but if that is the case, at least I'll be able to remove them for storage purposes. So we'll see whenever we go and set it up. But I think that might be it for this. So let's head on back to the room back there, get the Famicom set up, and we will see if and how these actually work. I've got the Famicom all set up, ready to go. I have the NES plug here with a Hyperkin Cadet plugged into it, and it's plugged into the one that I believe to be player one, the one with this tag on it. And so we're gonna just pop this in and make sure it works. And we're gonna hit go. Okay, good, we've got some visual. And then Hyperkin Cadet. Hey, it actually works. That's awesome. You do still have the unfortunate lag you have to deal with by playing on an LCD TV without any kind of upscaler. That's a project I want to work on as well, but it's not something I can do today. But hey, it works. Now the next test is going to be with this guy. We need to turn this guy on with this plugged in and see if it has enough power to actually turn on that light. So that's in, and we're hoping for some blue. Oh, excellent, excellent. I've got my Bluetooth modded NES controller here. Oh, they paired up real quick. Moment of truth. Yes, awesome. I swear, I think that has less lag than the Cadet did. That's interesting. Now that I know it's able to power these Bluetooth adapters, we're just going to jump to the Super Nintendo one. Find the one that's marked for player one, and for this, I'm using the NSO Super Nintendo controller. It's got power. Was this the last thing I used with this? I don't think so. Okay, so we gotta pair it. There we go, they found each other. Moment of truth. Why isn't it working? Okay, I'm an idiot. I plugged it into the player 2 one. I didn't plug it into the player 1 one. Now moment of truth. Hey, good. So if your preference is a Super Nintendo controller, you can do something like this instead. Interesting though, it doesn't use A and B as your A and B buttons, it uses B and Y. That's peculiar. Ah, dang it, I got squished. So cool, both wireless options work and you can play with whichever one you feel more comfortable with. And now just to sate my curiosity, I'm curious how it works with FDS games. All right, moment of truth. Okay, good, it works. Ooh, that lag, that was bad. Could I get used to that? Absolutely, but that lag is rough. Using a Bluetooth controller on an already lagging display. Good test now, can we hot swap it? So I've got the NES one here. I've just unplugged the Super Nintendo one, and I'm gonna plug the NES one back in and throw the Hyperkin Cadet in there. All right, Hyperkin Cadet. You can hot swap it, that's good. Gonna be honest, I didn't expect to be able to hot swap it, so that's fun. Dang it. Trying to play Mario 2, already a notoriously hard game, with a ridiculous amount of input lag is not a good idea. This is a game I would probably want to break out the CRT for. But yeah, it works. It is important to note that not every Famicom game is compatible with external controllers like this. I don't know if there's a master list of that. I don't know what games exactly do and don't work with it. I just know that there are some games that will not play from controllers plugged into this front port. You do still have to use the attached controllers. Having said that, I do believe most of the ones you might want to play should be able to work with this. So yeah, that's the Mr. Add-ons Famicom controller adapters. This video isn't sponsored in any way. It's just I had a need and I found something cool to fill it with that I wanted to share with you guys. So if this is something that y'all could use, I will put a link to it down in the description. Each one's like 15 bucks. You don't need to get both of them. You just need to get whichever one is for the controller of your preference. And they have a bunch of other stuff too on their website, so go check them out. But I think that's gonna be it for this one. I wanna thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to bringing you even more hardware talk videos just like this one as the days go on. If you liked the video, make sure to hit that like button. And if you like what I do here, then hit subscribe because that does help me out a lot. So again, thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one, y'all.